Hello, fellow Wind in the Willows fans. I'm Richard Haynes, and welcome to my latest video looking at the history of the merchandise surrounding Cosgrove Hall's classic animated series. Each week I'm doing a YouTube video celebrating the original UK transmission of a particular episode. So this week we're celebrating the original transmission of Mole's Cousin, which was episode 6 from series 1, broadcast on ITV in the UK back on Friday the 1st of June 1984. And here we are 40 years later, and I thought I'd spend this video looking at the rest of the UK video releases, particularly DVD, the advent of DVD from 2000 onwards. So this was very exciting because back in 2000 I remember vividly coming to pick up this DVD of the original film. Here it is here, released in 2000. I remember going to a HMV store in London. I knew it was being released. I saw it advertised in DVD sort of catalogues, brochures, magazines, whatever you want to call them, as they were brought out and sort of listing upcoming releases. And I could hardly believe that The Wind in the Willows was finally coming to DVD, as was the BFG around that time. I believe they might have been released the same day, but yet on the actual release date, I went to HMV and lo and behold, there it was. I was so glad to finally have it in my hands on DVD, and this was a wonderful release, and probably still the best release of the film. Haven't had a better one since because of the bonus features on here. First of all, we have a lovely front cover with some of the original Beverly Bush illustrations, which are always lovely to see. The lettering, a little bit thicker than usual. They've got this sort of bold outline around the letters. So yeah, I think that's fine. I would have preferred it to be a bit simpler, but got the sort of usual classic image of the four friends there, and as it says there, the original full-length film. And there's the side there. If we flip this over, we've got the usual sort of write-up, list the cast there, and then it's got these wonderful special features. Of course, animated menus, so lovely to see menus that are actually animated, moving. Song chapter points, which is nice, so you could actually select the songs and go straight to them. A little photo gallery with photos, I believe, mostly from the film, although I think there might be one or two from the series in there. Interactive game, which was a game that I remember where you take Toad along various roads, driving in his car, trying to get him home. I believe that was the game. That was great fun. This was great, having an interview with creator Brian Cosgrove, so that was exclusive to this DVD, although in other releases some of that footage did appear, BFG, Chilton and the Wheelies and so on, but he does talk specifically a lot about the making of The Wind in the Willows, which is lovely. And then finally, character biographies, so very simple sort of write-up for each of the four main characters. So it's beautifully presented. I was so overwhelmed with joy when this was released back in 2000 by PT Video. So they, at this point, have taken over from Fremantle. Sorry, not Fremantle, Thames Video. Fremantle was later. So PT Video were the company sort of, you've got Thames there, as you can see, but they distributed the home videos at that point. Nice that we've got the Cosgrove Hall Films logo here, which didn't always appear on Cosgrove Hall releases around this time, but it was always nice when it did, particularly because 3 years later I would be working for them, which was very exciting. More on that on another video maybe, but this did come with a little booklet inside, which unfortunately I seem to have mislaid it now. I do have it somewhere. At some point I'll dig that out and do a separate video on various papers, leaflets and all sorts that I have surrounding the series. And the disc is somewhere as well. I'm not sure where that has gone as well, but there have been many releases of this since, which of course I'll look at in this video. So yeah, debut of The Wind in the Willows on DVD. And I should point out this VHS release that also came out around the same time. So even though DVD was becoming popular and the sort of the definitive standard at that point, VHS was still around, and the original film was released again on VHS. You can see it's very similar to the cover we had back in 1993. But yeah, PT Video was bringing it out again, and it gave everybody options. Those who still had VHS players. DVD was, of course, still fairly new at that point. and it was nice to have this re-released. Nothing too different with this. We just got the PT Video logo, of course. And if I just bring in the original release from 1993 there, so we can see them side by side, you can see that they're actually very, very similar, if not identical, certainly on the front. But if we go around to the side, you can see there are slight changes here and there. Those with a keen eye will see them. They're very, very similar though. And of course, I wanted to get these as I was seriously collecting Wind in the Willows. A lot of people would think, well, why on earth do you need this when it's so similar? But those of you out there, you're out there, aren't you? You know why. We collectors like to get everything we can related to something if we're passionate about it. And yeah, these are different enough to warrant having both copies. I got them cheaply as well. Okay, so we'll stick with VHS for a little bit because they did also re-release A Tale of Two Toads around the same time as well. So this is the PT Video version of that. So again, very, very similar to the 1994 release, which is there on the right there. So yeah, not really any change there. Side by side comparison there. And there's the back there. So it does still say 1994 on the newer release, but I believe these did come out around the same time as that DVD release, 2000, possibly 2001. And this video definitely was 2001. So PT Video brought out all 4 seasonal videos in 2001. So here we have Spring Follies, and there we have the original release there from Thames Video. Just put them side by side. Again, very, very similar, and we still have the Lost River there in place of Paper Chase. But yeah, you can clearly see on here, sleeve 2001, Pearson Television International. So that's what PT Video obviously stood for. And there's the original release from 1995. Okay, so here's the most interesting of the re-releases, Summer Escapades. So if you remember, I did go through the previous release of that in another video, and you can see how different the cover is. So this version of Summer Escapades, as I said in that other video, seemed to be pretty rare. It was hard to find, and it differed greatly from the sleeve designs from those other seasonal videos. And then they decided to change it again and make it sort of much more in a way that it perhaps should have been originally. Very much in keeping with those other ones. We've got the Beverly Bush illustrations around the main image there, which is from The Great Golf and Gamble. And it's got a lovely sort of orange tint, yellowy orange, which is kind of reminiscent from the very first Summer Escapades video back in the 80s. But yeah, 2001 again. And I remember buying all of these in one foul swoop at a Virgin Megastore in the UK. I believe they were on offer for a certain amount of money. I can't remember now, but I do vividly remember buying them. And I was particularly excited by this one because being a collector, yeah, it was nice to have a very distinct variant of this video. And inside here, we do actually have the 4 seasonal videos being advertised there. And you can see again how that summer one absolutely fits with the other 3 now. So yeah, lovely to have that. And here we have the 2001 release of Autumn Antiques. And there's the original 1995 release. Again, very, very similar. Just show them side by side. And finally, here's Winter Tales, 2001 release. And there's the 1994 release. The only thing I would say with these is that the quality of the print seems a little different on the newer ones. Hard to explain what it is. It does seem a little, I don't know, stronger on the previous release somehow, a bit more depth between the colours and contrast, but the newer release may be a little sharper. It's hard to explain, but if you see them side by side in person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, otherwise, no real difference, and like I say, very glad that they were made available. Okay, this is when things got pretty exciting. So in 2003, we started seeing DVDs released from the series, which I was even more excited about than seeing the film. But these were actually not so easy to get hold of. These weren't available in stores. They were available by subscription only online subscription with a company called Time Life Video. So basically, you sign up to release a video I think it was every 4 or 6 weeks, something like that, and they'd send you it in the post, and they weren't that cheap. I believe they were something like £17-18 each. Back in 2003, that was a fair bit to pay for a DVD, but I absolutely had because to have episodes of The Wind and the Willows on DVD was so exciting. I just love the format, love the clarity, of course, that you got compared to VHS, and the ability to be able to skip and all sorts. And not only that, they were digitally remastered, and believe me, they look stunning, and they still do today. A lot of fellow fans say that the episodes have never looked better than on these releases, not even the complete collection, which they look fine, but if you compare with these, the colours and the sharpness of the picture in these are second to none. They truly are wonderful. So the first one, when you signed up to that subscription, that you got was this one, which they called Classic Willow Tales. Lovely picture on the front. I absolutely adore that. Not a pitch you see often. You see variations of it with the characters in different poses, but not this one so often, and I do like it. You can see that the lettering there is very reminiscent of that DVD release from the film. We've got 4 classic episodes, as it says there, and got some of the cast mentioned here. Interesting how we got Ian Carmichael, David Jason, Michael Hordern and Peter Sallis mentioned. Sadly not Richard Pearce, and arguably he's perhaps the least famous of the actors. But let's turn this round. So I'll just read this little write-up, which I believe is the same for each of them. So 4 delightful tales full of laughter, adventure and mischievous fun. Now a whole new generation has the chance to discover the hilarious antiques of rat, mole, badger and toad. A delight for the whole family, this lovingly restored collection brings to life all the warmth and humour of the original stories through exquisitely detailed animation and the all-star cast, including David Jason, Sir Michael Hordern and Ian Carmichael. Lovely write-up, and I love that they say lovingly restored, and they really were. However, this collection only featured episodes from the first 3 series. We never saw any from series 4 or 5 remastered in this way. And I'm wondering now since whether that has something to do with the original negatives still existing for those first 3 series, and they were able to go back to them and remaster from those. Who knows? I don't know what the story is, but yeah. The episodes on this, so it varies. There's no particular order to these. So we've got the Yuletide Entertainment from Series 1, Caught in the Maze from Series 3, the Grand Annual Show from Series 1, and Badger's Remedy from Series 3. So there we go, 2003. We've got the Time Life logo there. I'm glad we have the Cosgrove Hall Films logo, and we have the Thames logo and Fremantle Media there. So Fremantle Media at this point was the distributor, and has kind of remained so until Boat Rocker took over fairly recently. The disc, very attractive disc, very much like the front cover. They also actually released these on VHS at the same time. So again, VHS was still popular. It was beginning to die out, but there was the possibility to buy VHS versions of this. And speaking of those VHS versions, I do have one example. So I do have this one, Typical Toad, on VHS. A bit battered the case, but nice to just have an example of it here. And the label, a little bit stained, but it's don't get any picture, but still very attractive. Yeah, and of course I do have this on DVD as well. So Typical Toad, nice to have a lovely picture on the front there from a producer's lot, even though a producer's lot isn't on this episode, but it's a lovely image that to be honest, I don't think I've seen anywhere else, so great one to have there. And on here we have Mercury of the Motorbicycle from Series 3, Burglary at Toad Hall from Series 1, Fire at Toad Hall from Series 3, and Patient Toad from Series 2. So nice little collection there. Typical Toad. There's the disc. So my memory of this one is that this is the one you actually got free when you signed up. So when you sign up and you get Classic Willows Tales, which was at a discounted price anyway, if I remember rightly, which was just under £10, you then got this one free. And then of course you're sucked in and you want to commit to the others, which were all, yeah, like I say, £16, £17 each or thereabouts. So yeah, this one did come free, and I love this. This features 4 episodes that are sort of sports centered. Champions of the Willows. So the episodes are Paper Chase from Series 3, The Great Golfing Gamble from Series 2, Champion of the Green Bays from Series 3, and Winter Sports from Series 2. Lovely collection, some real classic episodes there. And there's the disc. And of course, a lovely photo from Paper Chase. I should also mention the photos on the back as well. That one, of course, is from Winter Sports. And previously we had an image from Badger's Remedy on the first volume, and Mercury of the Motor Bicycle on the second. The next one was Those Wily Weasels. So 4 episodes centred around the weasels. This is a great volume. Image from Champion of the Green Bays, which was on the previous volume. And then we get an image from Fancy Dress there. And the episodes are The Weasel's Trap from Series 1, Unlikely Allies from Series 3, The Rescue from Series 2, and Fancy Dress, also from Series 2. And there's the disc. And the next one was Wise Old Badger, with an image from the film, actually, from the feature film. You can see Mole in the washerwoman outfit there. And then we get an image from School Days, and the episodes are Harvest from Series 2, School Days from Series 2, Buried Treasure from Series 1, and A Producer's Lot from Series 3. So, lovely collection there, and there's the disc. And you could argue that this one is perhaps the rarest. It was the last volume they did, volume 6, and because you could cancel your subscription at any point, maybe not everybody committed all the way. So that's partly why I decided to get this signed by Barry Purvis. Got a few things signed by him. So we've got To Richard, Poop Poop, Thanks for the Enthusiasm, Barry P. Very glad to have that. So this is Ratty and Mole Chums for Life. So episodes very much centred around the two friends. And we have an image from, I believe, is that from the Grand Annual Show? Looks like it might be the Grand Annual Show. I think it is, even though that's not on this volume. But we do have The Ghost at Mole End from Series 1, The Storm from Series 2, The Great Steamer from Series 1, and The Pipe at the Gates of Dawn, also from Series 1. So, lovely volume there. And there we go. So these DVDs are still very much worth having. So if you can seek them, they're worth adding to your collection, because like I say, the quality of the picture on these are pretty outstanding. Maybe one day we'll get Blu Ray. Okay, so 3 years then passed before we saw the likes of The Wind and the Willows back on DVD, but this time in stores. And in this very attractive box set, I kind of regard this as still the most attractive piece of packaging we've ever got for The Wind and the Willows. I think it's absolutely stunning. When this was released, I was so excited. Went to an HMV store, I believe in Manchester it was. I was living there at the time and working at Cosgrove Hall at the time. And what I love about this release is that it's so smart. Look at this, how the light catches the characters and the typeface there. It's got that lovely sort of, I don't know what you call it, but it's glossy finish on the characters and lettering with a matte finish on the background. I absolutely love it. It's stunning, really beautifully presented. And this is the 4 seasons, so it could be misleading in the sense that for the American audiences, it sounds like all 4 series of The Wind and the Willows. But in fact, it's the 4 seasonal videos that we got previously on VHS, finally released on DVD in one collection. And I love that we got these illustrations, one in each corner, kind of representing the 4 seasons. So as it says, 4-disc DVD set. Just turn it around to the back there. Again, we've got that lovely glossy versus matte finish going on there. And it says here, join Ratty, Badger, Mole, and the inimitable Mr. Toad in 12 of their exciting and unpredictable adventures over a year at the riverbank. Lovely collection. Just like those Time Life DVDs, no special features except for some photo galleries. So they have done a lovely gallery with photos from the episodes that are on this collection, which is really nice. And it's really nice that all the images here are from the episodes, so no errors made. Big one here, of course, is from the Grand Annual Show. And then you have image here from the Lost River. So that's still in place on the spring DVD, in place of Paper Chase. The Great Golfing Gamble, Harvest, and Winter Sports. Really, really nice. And this time we get the Cosgrove Hall 30th anniversary logo, which is hard to see, but it's got silhouettes of some of the most well-known characters, not including any from Wind in the Willows, but never mind. But it's a lovely, lovely set. If I open this, you'll see that I've got a few autographs. I decided to get this autograph over the years with people I've worked with, including Sue Pugh, who worked on the series. I worked with her. She was the director with me on Rupert Bear. Chris Taylor, one of the other directors. Beverly Bush, there, who did the illustrations, of course. And we can see here we've got all the illustrations on Winter, in bold letters, episode from each of the... Sorry, photo from each of the episodes, and then the episode titles there. So I think that's really nice. I'll just flip this over. We've got Spring here. Rosemary Ann Sisson, sadly no longer with us, but she signed it. She, of course, adapted the book and wrote quite a few of the episodes in Series 1. Happy memories from Jackie Cockle there, one of the very key directors on the series. And, of course, we've got images from the 3 episodes there for Spring. Open this up. Summer, very lucky to get Peter Sallis' autograph here for Ratty. And we've got 3 photos from the summer episodes there. Flip over to here, to Autumn. Lovely autograph from Brian Cosgrove here. Best wishes, Brian Cosgrove. And then we've got 3 photos representing Autumn there. And again, we've got this lovely, lovely way they do these images, sort of central images that sort of fade into the white. And if I open these up, there are the 4 discs there. And I've got some more autographs here. This is one from Brian Truman. I hope it gets as good for you, Brian Truman. Love that. The writer of the series, of course, and the voice of the henchman Weasel. This one I really treasure. Wind in the Willows, the best I ever did, Mark Hall. Dear Mark Hall, what would the Wind of the Willows be without him? And that's it. Maybe I'll get more on there at one point, but the discs are just as attractive as the sleeve. So beautiful, beautiful box set. Still worth tracking down, even though all episodes, of course, have been released since in a complete collection. But I think the presentation of this is gorgeous. And it was actually re-released not long after this, I think, in slightly different packaging. So this one is cardboard sleeve. And this one exists as well. This is a very simplified version, just a plastic case. Everything else pretty much in situ. And inside, of course, we have the four discs there. So much simpler, not as nice, not as attractive, but some people prefer that kind of case. So there you go, the 4 seasons. Okay, and in 2007, we got the complete first series on DVD. Now, this had already appeared in America, the complete first series, but in completely different packaging. But it was really nice to get all 13 episodes of that first series in one package like this on DVD. This was nice to get. I was very glad it happened. However, this, in my opinion, is when the packaging design went downhill, sadly. I really do not like this image on the front because it's a mishmash. And I hate it when companies do this. And any animator will know that it never works because the characters don't relate to each other. When you pose characters, stop motion puppets like this, you pose them as a whole because their eye lines will be different, that their body language will relate to one another, and it works together as an image. This absolutely doesn't work. We've got Badger and Mole, which are sort of images of those classic portraits that were done around the time of the film. And then we've got Ratty, and that's not even Toad, annoyingly, that's Isambard Toad from A Tale of Two Toads. All sort of mishmashed together, and it just simply doesn't work. They might think it does, but it really doesn't. So that annoys me. Otherwise, this is a lovely release. Really glad that we've got it. And again, the images, they've taken less care with the choice of photos here. With these images all over the place. We've got, this is fine, Pipe at the Gates of Dawn, that's from Series 1. That isn't though. That's Ratty Mole from the film. That's Badger from the Grand Annual Show, and that's fine from Series 1. But this is from Winter Sports, and it's been flipped, and it's from Series 2, so it shouldn't be on this. Yes, very annoying, but there you go. Most people wouldn't care about that, but I certainly do. But very nice to have. We've got the episode list there on the sleeve inside, which is nice. And we've got the 2 discs there. Annoyingly, there's that image from Winter Sports again, which is from Series 2. That's fine though, that's from the Grand Annual Show. So yeah, the complete first series. And then in the same year, I think around 2 or 3 months later or so, we got the complete second series. And this is a little better because I I love the image on the front. That is a photo where all characters are posed together, and you can tell that it's just much, much stronger as a result. I love that. I do love this as well that they did. This sort of like, almost like wooden typeface. Looks like it's made from wood. I do like that. Flip it over, and what do we got here? Images from Series 2. Yes, so this is where they've done a better job. All of these photos are from Series 2. Harvest, Great Golfing Gamble, Toad Photographer, and Harvest again. So this is a better package, in my opinion. Just open this up. Episode list again, and image from the Harvest, and the image that's on the front cover there, so, which is fine. So yeah, complete second series, but unfortunately, we didn't get releases of Series 3, 4, or 5. I thought that's where they were going, but I don't know why, but they decided not to do that. But instead, we got the complete collection. However, before that, we got these. These charming little sort of carry case DVDs, obviously aimed at younger children as a way to sort of, I don't know, introduce this series to them, which I think is lovely. It's a lovely touch. So these basically were re-releases of the seasonal videos, but as single volumes. So before, of course, we only got them on DVD as one package, but this, for the first time, allowed you to buy them individually. And we get new images. Again, like this is where they're doing a mismatch. This, to be fair, works better. That you wouldn't know unless you look closely. But Ratty, Mole, and Toad are all in the image together. So that's a lovely photo from while they were making the Lost River, which is on this disc. Badger has been added. That's a pose from, I can't think where that's from, but to be fair, they've done a pretty good job with this one. He does sort of fit in. They've got the scale right and the lighting and so on. Flip this round, and we do have, yes, this is in, I forgot. So this does have Paper Chase on it. They decided to remove Mayday, and I should have pointed out that was the case with the 4 seasons before. In that box set, they removed Mayday and put Paper Chase on there this time. So we didn't get to get Mayday on DVD, but I do love Paper Chase almost equally to Mayday. I think they're both great episodes. So they've moved things around a bit with Spring Follies over the years. But yeah, 2007 this was released. And I'll just show the disc there. That's quite nice. So different to the 4 seasons box set, and we've got an image from Paper Chase on the front there. And then in 2008 we got the rest of them. So here's Summer Escapades, lovely bright yellow case. Oh, another image where they've just mishmashed characters together. So in this one, Badger, Toad, and the little rabbit are actually on set there together, and then Ratty and Mole have been added. Again, not a bad job. It's okay. They've even, got the shadows working, but yeah, it's okay. I mean, Mole's slightly too small. Still annoying though. And then we do have images from the correct episodes there. So Grand Annual Show, Toad Photographer, and The Great Golfing Gamble. So yes, lovely release. And then we've got this there with an image of Ratty from Grand Annual Show. I love this one because this is a great image with all the characters on set there. Nothing's been mishmashed together, and it works. They all relate to each other. Works really nicely. And that, of course, is an image from Remember. Beautiful sharp image there. This, of course, is Ultim Antiques with the bright orange carry case. Very nice. Flip this round. And, of course, we have images from the episodes The Harvest, Monster of the Wildwood, and Remember. And there's the disc inside with an image from Monster of the Wildwood. And finally, in my opinion, the weakest of them, because the image is pretty horrible. Look at that. We've got Ratty and Mole from that previous image in Ultim Antiques just put together with this really classic photo of Toad in Winter Sports. Look how small they look. It just doesn't work. And then Badger, that same image of Badger that they used in the Spring Follies one. Oh, yeah, very annoying, but there you go. But there we go. Winter Tales, blue case, so very apt. And of course, we've got images from the All-Time Entertainment, Winter Sports, and the Rescue on the front. Oh, sorry, on the back there. And there, I'd like the choice of image there from the All-Time Entertainment. And then came what was perhaps the most exciting release of all. Every single episode of The Wind and the Willows in one collection. This was wonderful. A huge 11 disc set, first released in 2008, and I was so excited by this. I remember this getting delivered directly to Cosgrove Hall when I was working there. And I remember showing people who actually worked on this series that it was out, and they were pretty excited as well. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. What I love about the front cover is that it's got this lovely sort of leather look to it, and I love the choice of colouring here, this lovely sort of almost like orangey golden sort of colour choice for the lettering there, and that classic image of the 4 characters there with a nice shadow spotlight on them. It's just beautiful, really, really nice. However, as you delve into it, the packaging could have been a lot better. I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with this. On one hand, it's got this lovely leather-bound look, but then as we flip it over, at the sides, okay, we've got an image of Toad from Lord Toad there. That's nice. And this again it's just that attention to detail. These images are okay, but look at what we got here. First of all, we got an image from Berkeley. Well, all of these are from Series 1, so it'd be nice if they mixed up a bit. But we've got Burglary at Toad Hall, and that's fine. You see the interior of Toad Hall, and that's good. We've got Toad there, and can't really see many other characters, some youngsters, Ratty and Mole there. Then we got Mole's cousin. But the annoying thing is, Mole, yes, he's a main character. This isn't Toad. This is the chauffeur, Thomas. That's only in a couple of episodes. And then we have Oberon Mole, that's only in a few episodes. We've got minor characters here. And we've got a minor character here from Wayfarer's All, the Wayfaring Rat. We've got Mole background there. So no image of Badger on the back. No, not even an image of Toad or even Ratty. Probably it's just that attention to detail, you know, choosing images featuring secondary characters like that. It just annoys me a little bit, but I'm being nitpicky, I know, but it is nice as you open it inside. You know, we've got this lovely sort of we're treated to some lovely large images. This one, of course, is from the tournament. A very rarely seen photo there. I'll flip it around. We've got same as the front cover there, but in the beautiful sort of burgundy sort of colour, red colour, which I love as well. And then it opens as if it's like a book. It opens out, it unfolds. It's really nice. And we've got several very unusual photos here. This is from Unlikely Allies. This one's from the Lost River. This one, not one of my favourites, but it's okay. It's from the film, or made, photographed around the time of the film, and that one's from Caught in a Maze. I haven't got the discs in there because I keep them separately for when we watch them for easier access, but you can see the amount of discs that it holds there, an astounding 11 discs. So 2 discs per series, covers 10 discs, and then the 11th disc features the film and A Tale of Two Toads. So if you want a complete collection and every episode on DVD, look no further. This is the one to have. However, it has been re-released a couple of times. First of all, this one here, this might look identical, but it's actually a little bit different. If I just compare them here, you can see that this was actually brought out in different packaging, much like that Four Seasons released, where they brought out a sort of all cardboard version with plastic trays, of course. But this one is just standard DVD cases. So if I just open one of these up, again, we get the images on the back there. And we've got here on this one, series 1 to 3. We've got all the discs there. Now this, you won't find this inside. I actually decided to print these on because it annoyed me that there was no list of the episodes anywhere in this release, which just absolutely bugged me. I thought they put all those images, like on the back here. These images are nice, but it would have been much nicer to have a list of the episodes, wouldn't it? Really mind-boggling, but there you go. So this I got from a later release and decided to put it in there on the back there so you could find the episodes. But I think the discs themselves are very attractive. That lovely sort of green colour from the packaging there and all the discs. Really nice. Plus these are Region 0, so they play anywhere in the world, which is really great for international fans. And just show you the other one here. This one, series 4 to 5 plus pilot episode. I mean, I don't know why they call it the pilot episode. It wasn't a pilot, really. It was just the first. It was the feature film, but anyway. A Tale of Two Toads, a feature-length episode. And you got the images there and the discs. So that was re-released in 2011. and we'll move on to some other DVDs before it was re-released again. So we did get this re-released of Summer Escapades in 2010, so pretty much identical to that carry case version, except that it's in a standard DVD case. It's the only difference, really. Got the disc in there, all looks exactly the same. So for whatever reason, they decided to re-release that, so I was glad to get that, I guess. And they did the same with Winter Tales, again released in 2010. But strangely, they never did it with Spring Follies or Autumn Antiques, just these two. So I don't know why that was. Maybe sales weren't great, but yeah, it was nice that they brought them out in standard DVD volumes. Okay, and then we got to 2013, and everything started being re-released yet again in very different packaging. And yeah, in my opinion, the packaging went downhill even more. For a start, I'm not a fan of this new typeface that they went with. I'm guessing they went with it because it felt a bit more modern, a bit more CG, if you like. And yeah, the original typeface maybe isn't the easiest to read straight away. This is, you know, somewhat reminiscent of the typeface they went with in the very first VHS releases back in the 80s. But yeah, I mean, what's missing as well is all the lovely illustrations that you get, the feeling that it's like a photo album coming to life, like it's Edwardian, all that goes, and it's just filled with an image all the way through. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. And this of course is a re-release of the film, and this time this is where it differs greatly from that original release in 2000. No special features whatsoever. Which the complete collection didn't have either, to be fair. But yeah, it's a pity that we never got any special features. What's lovely is you do get a lovely sort of spread of the 4 actors playing the photos. I do love that image. I've got an image of this framed on the wall as well. Of course, we have Peter Sallis, Ratty, Michael Hordern, Badger, David Jason, Toad, and Richard Pearson, Mole. And David Jason's holding the book that I covered in the previous YouTube video. And there's the disc there with the four friends. We get that image that we had on that Time Life release, the first one, so that's nice. But again, yeah, attention to detail. That image is fine because it's kind of from the film around the time, but these two are from A Tale of Two Toads, and that isn't Toad, and neither is that. Oh, annoying. Oh, I know only a few of us care, but it is nice that they were re-releasing them and introducing them again to audiences once more. And as a result, The Wind in the Willows has never really not been available on home video. So in 2013, we also got a re-release of The Four Seasons. So this is quite nice. It's quite vibrant. Despite me not being a fan of the new packaging, I do like what they've done here. We've got that lovely image of the 4 characters in front of some sort of background that I'm not quite sure where they got it from, but it's nice. I believe it is from the set. It's lovely. It's actually put together pretty well, and we do this time get photos from episodes actually on these discs, so that's nice. So yeah, 2013 this was re-released, and we've got on each disc a image of each of the characters. The classic portraits there, apart from Toad holding his skis there from Winter Sports, but that's fine. So yeah, quite an attractive one, but in my opinion nowhere near as attractive as that original release. But yeah, nice to have all the same. And then came in the same year a re-release of the complete collection. So this was nice that it got re-released again. I mean, in my opinion, the packaging is nowhere near as nice as the previous one, but it's fine. Again, we've got a hodgepodge of photos here from different sources. Yeah, it doesn't work so well, and but you know, it's fine. Lovely, actually nice choices of photos in the back. Quite random. We've got photos from Series 5 this time, apart from this one. Got a photo from what's that? The Complete Bungler there. Got one from Hip Hip Soiree, and one from what's that? I think that's Toad in Love, isn't it? So yeah, it's quite unusual photos, but nice to see them. But it's just not as classic looking as that previous release, is it really? And the photos are all a bit random of the characters on each of the discs there. Got single ones with characters, then it suddenly becomes group shots. Yeah, it's just a bit. It just feels rushed to me. I believe it was a little bit, but they obviously wanted to go brighter and more appealing on the shelves, I guess. And it's okay. Now, this, of course, has been out of print for a while, but thanks to Fabulous Films, who are now distributing Cosgrove Hall titles, this is being re-released yet again this month in June 2024. I think it's on the 10th of June or roundabouts there. So that's wonderful for anyone who wasn't able to pick this up, and it's great to see The Wind and the Willows being re-released again in the 2020s. So like I say, this was released back in 2013, and yeah, it's been we haven't had a re-release of it since. So great that it's coming. Unfortunately, they are going with the same packaging, or very similar packaging. So that is a shame, in my opinion, but at least it's getting re-released, and again, people can get their hands on it without paying ridiculous eBay prices. So yeah, do seek it out if you don't own it already. Absolutely worth having, of course. And we got this sort of quite random re-release of Winter Tales. They didn't do any of the other seasonal ones individually, they just did Winter Tales again, also in 2013. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't do the others, so a bit of an odd one, but it's out there. So if you just want Winter Tales, then maybe seek this down. I should point out, by the way, that the menus on all of these discs, right from when the Four Seasons was done in 2006, are absolutely stunning, and they've retained the same menus in all of these re-releases. So they are beautifully done. I just wish the packaging design matched. And it did. In 2006, it really did match. But yeah, you'll see what I mean if you look at these discs. They are beautifully done. Be interesting to see if that's the same for the re-release of the complete collection this month. And yeah, I guess we'll see. Okay, interestingly, also in 2013, they decided to re-release the original movie again, but this time as a digitally restored edition. So they actually went back to the film and restored it on some level. I will say, when I heard about this, I was dead excited. I thought, wow, they're going to make it look stunning, because they announced a Blu Ray release. Yes, we actually got The Wind and the Willows on Blu Ray. Now, when this was announced, I thought, wow, they're going to go back to the camera negatives. It's going to look absolutely stunning. And then I got the disc, and then I played it, and I was bitterly disappointed, I'm afraid. I've got used to it now. What I'll say is the picture is very soft. It does look good. It looks, it's colourful. The colours are better. The contrast is stronger. And it's just not crisp. The image isn't sharp. And that really puzzled me. I couldn't understand why it didn't look better than it does. What I'm guessing is that they didn't go back to the original negatives. They went back to a print, which was an okay print. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, don't expect stunning picture quality, because it sadly does not have it. But however, it is nice to have it on Blu-ray. It is a step up from the DVD release, that's for sure. And yeah, nice to see it get the high definition treatment. Unfortunately, same pretty naff packaging design, in my opinion, from that previous release. DVD, of course, is just the same. But yeah, all the same, nice to have it on Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe one day we will see the series on Blu-ray. Certainly deserves to be released. Let's hope it's coming one day. So more recently, the Blu-ray was re-released, and this, of course, is by, as I mentioned before, Fabulous Films, and this came out in 2021. So, as I say, we're going into the 2020s with it being re-released again, and that's really great. I'd much rather that than not at all. So, even though I'm not a fan of the packaging, I'm so glad that it's being re-released again and available. So, there we have it. Okay, just to round off this video then, I'm just going to cover these Daily Mail exclusive discs that came out. This one, first of all, was of the film. I believe it came out maybe around the time that film was originally released, 2001. There's no year actually mentioned on here, so I'm not sure. But yeah, you could get the Daily Mail, and you got this with it. I don't know what I've done with the discs, annoyingly, so I can't show you those. But this basically was just the film without any special features. So if you wanted those, of course, you'd have to buy it, the actual release of it. But I love that they did this. That readers of the Daily Mail could discover or rediscover The Wind in the Willows. But not only the film, we got these some years later, and now I believe this was around 2008, because on the back you can see the complete collection released that year being advertised. And I'm surprised they actually released discs with so many episodes on them. Each of these featured 6 episodes, so you've got here 6 classic episodes from the first series. And indeed, it is the first. No, it isn't the first 6. Look, they're missing the Great Steamer. So the Great Steamer would have been episode 4, but they missed that out and went all the way to the open road again. And the reason for that is because they actually already had the Great Steamer on this collection here. So we've literally got every episode from spring and summer, those seasonal videos, all of them on there. Spring and summer, and then autumn and winter, all of those on there. So you could literally get all episodes from that 4 seasons box set free with the Daily Mail. How mad was that? Well, you can see here 2006. So that's interesting. So yeah, maybe that's when these actually came out then. Although this, of course, was put out in 2008. So yeah, it was around that time anyway. But yeah, quite fairly easy to get hold of, to be honest. If you look on eBay, these pop up quite often, so they're not super rare or anything. But yeah, obviously nice to have in the collection. So there you have it, a video looking at all the home video releases in the UK from 2000 onwards. So primarily DVD with a few VHS releases at the beginning. So quite a lot really when you consider it's just been just over 20 years, nearly 25 years, but lots of releases over those years, and it's kept The Wind in the Willows available on home video. So new generations, of course, can explore it, can discover it, and enjoy it. So some of these beautifully presented, others not so much. I'm hoping that will turn around one day, and we'll get, what I'm hoping for is a beautiful, maybe a Blu Ray release one day of all the episodes in a stunning packaging design that's maybe like a beautiful box that opens up like a photo album, an Edwardian photo album with the discs in, slipped into these sleeves like you're taking photos out of the inserts, like a proper Edwardian album, leather bound, or at least something that resembles leather. Wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be stunning? I do believe that the series deserves that sort of attention, really. But don't want to say anything against Fabulous Films, though. It's great that they're doing this. They're making not only this programme, but a lot of Cosgrove Hall classics available again. So, and I know there's a lot of passion in that company, because they do fantastic restorations as well. Wurzel Gummidge and all sorts that they've done recently. So, yeah, here's hoping that we'll see something like that in the future. But for now, this is what we've had in the last 20 or so years, and of course, there's more to come. So thanks for watching, as always, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos. We are at the point now where I've celebrated 40 years of the first 6 episodes, and back in 1984, that's where transmission ended until November that year. So I myself, I am going to have a bit of a break now. There's not going to be another video for a while, so apologies if you're hoping for more, but there will be eventually. I've pretty much got through a lot of merchandise now. However, I'm saving a lot of very special items that I want to go through properly later in the year, and so I'll keep everyone informed of when that will be. But for now, thanks again for watching. Please do leave comments. I'll try and get back to them as soon as I can. Happy watching, and I'll see you all soon. All the best.